Well, good morning, Facebook family. Welcome back to Your Gentle Moment, and I am Gentle. Today, I just want to talk to you a little bit about love, because love is so important. Wow, when I was studying this, it's just like I just can't stop right there. I got to keep going. A lot of times, last summer, I spent a lot of time at this little park, and it had a body of water there, and it was geese. And I just, I'd take my word and I'd read my Bible, and I would observe the geese. And man, you could learn so much from these animals. The geese, okay. When I came back home, I just did some research on the geese, okay. They will never leave one of the goose that's sick or elderly. If you ever notice, you'll never see just one single goose not far. It's always they're going to stay close to the flock. They're going to stay close to home, close to family. They might venture off for a little bit, but then they're going to come right back. And that made me think of how when one is sick, they never leave. Somebody is always going to be there with them. And I thought about God in that. I'm like, God said in his word that he would never leave us, that he would never forsake us. It's right here in Deuteronomy 31 and 6. It says, be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid of them. The Lord your God will go ahead of you. He will neither fail you nor forsake you. So I'm like, oh my goodness, that's pretty good. The goose will not be left alone because the family is right there. We could learn a lot from that. Just right there. Just staying with your family. Never leaving your family. You don't leave your family when times are hard. We shouldn't anyway. But that stuck. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is good. We could learn from a goose. A goose. And then another interesting fact that I found out about a goose is that they mate for life. For life. They only have one mate. And if that mate dies, then they'll go and find another mate. For life. I'm like, wow. The goose, these geese, they have more love for one another than some of us humans have for others, I just thought that was kind of interesting. And then another interesting fact about geese is they work together. Now, this was really interesting. They work together. Like, you have the one goose that's in the front of the flock, and then, they form this V formation shape. Well, that one goose in the front, they're flapping their wings, and they're propelling wind and air to the other two in back of them. And those two in back of them, they're flapping their wings and propelling air. And it goes on all the way back to the end of the V formation. And when they work together, When they work together like that, they have they can cover more ground. They're covering I think it says 71% more ground, more area, because they can move. And when they move together and work together, they can cover more ground. They can go further. And that made me think about God. God is the wind beneath our wings. God is always there. God will never leave us. He will never forsake us. He pushes us. He propels us forward. We're able to cover more area when God is with us. I'm like, this is some good stuff right here. I'm like, the geese. We can learn from the geese. They never leave a loved one behind. They are patient. They are kind. They are caring. I watch these geese. I never saw one of them fight. Never. But then when I did my research, it says that when the females are mating, or, the nesting, when they're getting ready to nest, they might become a little territorial then, but that's just like us. We're human, They're going to fight for their family, for their children. Don't mess with my kids. Just like, come on now. We know how that goes. Same way with these geese. Same way. And I just thought this was so interesting. A bird. I sit there in my car with my Bible. I read and I watched these geese, and I learned from these geese. I learned a valuable lesson from these geese. Number one, we should never leave our family members. We should never leave them. God never left us. Number two, We should work together. We have to work together, come together on one accord. There was no head geese in charge. I didn't see no geese trying to be dominating and I got to be at the head. I got to do this. Nope, I didn't see that. They all knew what they were supposed to do. They got in that formation and they flew off and they took off and they covered 70% more ground. And then number 3, they mate for life. They mate for life. Period. And if one dies, they're going to get another mate for life. I said, oh, that's just awesome. Well, I hope this helped you out a little bit today, because it always, whenever I'm studying, whatever I'm doing, it blesses me. And it's one thing just to talk about stuff, but when I can talk about what I'm talking about because I have been through this, I'm going through this, you really can't talk about things that you don't know about. So, and I thank God for that. I thank God for strengthening me. I thank God for growing me. I thank God, just for opening up my understanding, the eyes to my understanding, to his word. I thank God for you listening. I thank you for my Auntie Jerry and for Bernadette. Father God, I ask that you bless them like you've never blessed them before. They are the head. They are not the tail. They're above. They're not beneath. Every need that they have has already been met according to your perfect will, Lord God. According to your word, you are an awesome God. And we just want you to know how much we love you. We love you, Father God. We love you for your word, your beautiful word, Father God, where we can meditate on it all day long, all night. Even when we're sleeping, you are giving us instruction. So, Father, thank you for that. Thank you for the geese. Thank you that we can learn from the geese, Father. That one study that we did, where it said that we refuse to allow the demons of this world to have more faith than us. Well, I refuse to allow the geese, the birds, to have more love and compassion and caring and those 1 Corinthians and 13, patience. Love is patient. Love is kind. And these geese, they were patient. They were kind with one another. And that's what I think we should be doing with one another as well. All right, well, I'm out of here. I get a little excited. So I want you all to have a good day, and I'll see you next time on Your Gentle Moment tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. And may every moment in your life be a gentle one. Have an auspicious day. Bye.